Hi, I'm Steve from Plot 42. Right, a few weeks ago I made some wine, made some B-root wine, and I've just done a gravity reading. I probably messed up on the bloody face. Starting gravity, that's what it looks like. It's quite pale compared to the other ones. It smells like the beetroot that I've done in the past. This started off at 1114 and it's finished off at 992 and my reading says it's 16.2% beer wine. But, I must have done the reading wrong at the beginning, but it looks quite strong. So I'll give it a quick taste test. Normally I don't like the first one. The first ones I try and I'm not too good, but they do get better with age. It's the first beetroot I've tried out of this one. You can smell the ginger and the cloves. It was the cloves I could smell last time. Anyway, in for a penny, in for a pound, let's try it. Look at that, takes your breath away. Someone you take a swig of it. It's like it strips your tongue back to the bloody bare bones. But you can feel the tinging. Close quite that is strong. I might have done the reading right. I think we'll go 3 now for the dogs. Don't taste too bad. Right, next one. I did a rhubarb and strawberry wine, which is that one. The first gravity reading was 1100, and this one is 1006. So that's come out at 12.5%. So and that was a rhubarb and strawberry. I can smell the faint smell of the strawberries. No rhubarb. I'm going to give it a quick taste test. The first initial taste, you can taste the rhubarb. And the last bit you can taste is the strawberry. It's not too bad, eh? And that one, so you can taste rhubarb first, strawberry second. So that's 12.5%. So I'll have to get them bottled up and sort it out. The next quick one. I was supposed to do quite a few extracts this week. At that time, I've been busy. Not going to bore you with all the details, but I've made a start on one tonight. There it is, brewing away nicely there. 10 litres of water, a kilogram of malt extract. And what I'm doing, out of the Good Book Bible, is the Belgian Pale Ale. So you can see properly in there. So what I'm doing is Pale Ale, but I'm doing the extract version. Changed a couple of things. I've said it wants to use the Y yeast. And what I've got is the White Labs Belgian Yale yeast. That's what I'm using, that's the substitute. The last extract brew I did, I messed up with the malt and I burnt a packet of it and I decided to use an extra one. It needs 6 kilos, 2.9 kilos of malt in this. Just try back out. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I thought I messed up, bloody hell. So yeah, if I'd put a kilo in the boil, start that boiling, I've already steeped the grains, which is the Karam unit malt, steeping for 30 minutes. But what I've done is change another thing as well, is also I know if I light malt extract, we've been losing a pack and using it to do another zombie, I was 1.5 kilos short. So I put a kilo on out for Cooper's like what extract. This works out cheaper buying this than did the dry. So see how that goes. If I mess it up, it can't be that much difference, really. But I've got everything laid out. Well, another thing, the bloody scales was playing up. When I was doing the weights, 1 minute to do I had 10 grams of hops. Next time I weighed them, I had 38 grams. So I've give up in the end. Right, so I've got 38 grams of Goldings. Proto Flock tablet, make sure I don't forget that one. I've got 13 grams of Saz to go in. Then I've got 38 grams of Saz to go in at end. I kept weighing them and weighing them, it kept bringing me different totals. Then when I weigh the back total, what I've got left in the bag, it doesn't match what is on the front, so I ain't got a bloody clue. And the scales have worked on other things, but see how it goes. It's either going to work or it ain't going to work, so I'm not going to waffle on anymore. So just got to wait for that to come up to a boil. So then start adding everything else in. So this is an hour and 10 boil. So it's 8:45 already, right? So bloody hell, it's another bloody late night. I'll make sure I don't get pissed this time and drinking it. So the only thing I've drank is the wine. I might get a pan, so you've got to do an oven point, you've got a pan. So I'll keep coming back to you, like I always do, mix and match. But so this is the first brew I've done out with a good book. So if this works, I'll do a lot more. So I will catch you later, chaps. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Steve. Right then, starting to come to the boil. So I'll put my first addition of hops in, which is the 38 grams of Goldings. There in. Just pat them down a little bit, get it soaked in. Smells pretty lovely, this. Alright. There you go, that's in. Right then. Keep an eye on that, turn the heat down a little bit. That's it now, so it's just bubbling away nicely. Yeah. And set the timer. The timer, and that's it, sir. Right then, catch you soon. Unless I forget. If I don't forget, I'll see you next edition. Cheers. Hi everyone, right that Belgian Pale Ale, what I thought I messed up last month because I pitched the yeast a bit too warm. Me blaming the thermometer that was stuck on the side and the digital one. But it was human error, it was me. Anyway, obviously I panicked at the end thinking it wasn't going to work, But you guys said, oh, persevere, it'll be alright. And you was right, it pulled itself through. So I finally got round to bottling it today. So it took me about an hour and a half, 2 hours just to bottle it. I siphoned it all off all the hops and that lot into another barrel. Then transferred it into some bottles and keep an eye on bloody fruit flies. Anyway, I bottled it, got about 40 bottles, primed it with sugar cube in each bottle. I was going to batch prime it, but I couldn't be bothered. So I just used a sugar cube in every one, and I just had 1 cube left, so I was quite lucky. It should have come out at 5.1%, but on mine it's come out 4.8, which I'm not too bothered. I mean, I think the starting gravity was 1048, it should have been 1051, so like 3 points adrift. But so it says in the first one, so I used different yeast, used some different malt extracts. Obviously then I messed it up at the beginning. But it said it's pulled itself through, she's done alright. So I've got to condition it now for 5 weeks now. But I need to condition it in a low temperature, 12 degrees. And there's nowhere in the house I could put it for 12 degrees. So I've had to shove it in the fridge while I'm going to stick my beer in, ready to drink. And I've lowered got the temperature higher up in there. So it's like between 9 and 13 degrees, and it'll fluctuate. So I'm hoping it'll be alright in there. It'll probably just take a bit longer to condition. But I'll show you where I've shoved it. It's only my little brew fridge. Could do with some more later, but I've got no chance. Here's my fridge. I've got my full box in there. Cupboard's box with full in. Some bottles there. I've got a little easy keg there. Some beer what I brewed a little while ago. And that's some Yuki Brown. And my last bits of the zombie dust on the bottom. So we'll leave it in there to cool down for 5 weeks. When I know this is the first one I've made out of the book. And so I've tasted it with the trial jar, and it didn't taste too bad actually. I think next time I do it, I'm going to wait while towards the end of the year when it's a bit cooler and I don't have a problem with the temperatures. So that's what I did last year. Made fewer, but I put heaters in because I did the brewing in the porch. So now I do the brewing in the spare bedroom upstairs. So I'm hoping it keeps cool. I'll send the radiator off. Get that sorted. So yeah, so the video that you've just watched, this is the end part of it. I did have a few more parts to it, and I think I must have deleted a few off, trying to gain some space on the app on my phone. But I'll say you get the gist. There's only a couple of videos before this. All the other ones would have been boring anyway. You'd probably have fallen asleep. So, like I say, thanks very much for all your help in the past with this yeast problem that I had. I keep saying yeast. My problem I had with the yeast. And let's hope it turned out alright. And I'll catch you all soon, chaps. I'm Chapper says, thanks very much.